Hello and welcome to another edition of Sports Talk alongside my dad, Norm LaMadeleine. I'm Matt LaMadeleine. Welcome to the show. No Marty Mad Dog Murphy this week. He's taking an extended vacation.
Extended vacation.
Yeah.
Well, it's summertime, you know.
Yeah. Well, we were off last week, obviously, for the 4th of July, so I
Yeah.
hope everybody had a great 250th,
So much good stuff was happening.
Oh, yeah.
Fireworks
Yeah.
and historical things all over the place.
Yeah,
and,
yeah.
It's really makes you feel like it's great to be American.
Absolutely. Yeah,
You know?
yeah.
And we had all these foreign people coming over for, they saw what our country's really like, and they rave about America.
Yeah.
Not like what the news does to us. So it was
Wow.
great. It was a great weekend.
Yeah. Well, unfortunately, the weather got pretty bad around here, I guess. It kind of ruined the 4th of July, from what I understand. I was in New Hampshire, and we only got hit for maybe 30 minutes with a crazy downpour. I saw a really good, it was a little disappointing. I shouldn't say really good. A nice firework display over Hampton Beach in New Hampshire, which is beautiful, but I just expected more for it to be, the 250th anniversary.
Yeah.
And they said they were expecting 100,000 people there. And I don't know that there was 100,000 people, but there was a ton of people on that beach. And, it definitely was very patriotic and a good time there. So hopefully it was the same down here. Obviously we have the World Cup and like my dad was saying, a whole bunch of tourists, if we'll call them. We won't call them foreigners. We'll say tourists.
Yeah.
And we'll be interested. I'd be interested to see how many of them actually stay after the World Cup. But we are down to the Final Four already.
Yeah.
It was quite disappointing that the United States lost 4-1 to Belgium. They really just didn't show up that game, and it's too bad because I actually watched all 5 games. Right, they ended up like 3-2, I think it was.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
they had some good games, obviously, but we're just not there yet, unfortunately. And I say why? All our kids are playing soccer. We have a decent Major League Soccer. I don't know, obviously, that it stands up with the Premier Leagues of the world, but we have some of their players. Messi plays in Miami, and I remember Beckham came at the end of his career. We're gonna get there. I think maybe in 4 more years.
Well,
but this was our year.
The teams that really did well are the ones that had the best players. There's no doubt about it.
Yeah.
And you can see how we had 2 players that scored 8 goals, and that's amazing to score 8 goals in world soccer.
And like 6
under
games,
the pressure.
Right?
And and so you had Messi, of course, from Argentina, playing for Argentina.
Yes, yeah.
He scored 8 goals, and so did Kevin Mieppe from France. Scored 8 goals.
Okay.
And then
and we're going to see both of them.
7 goals. You had that Norway. From Norway, his name was Holland. I was rooting for him. I loved the Norwegian team.
Okay.
They were here for a golf tournament here, and and they had a rowing team there, and a rowing team, and they were so true to their team, and they wore the red uniforms, and after we went out, I was hoping they would go down.
Yeah, those were the guys at the Travelers,
but
right?
they lost, at the Travelers.
Those are guys at
But
the
then they
Travelers.
lost England, and that's why they're out now. But they did very well. They had a really nice run.
Yeah. I mean, basically, we have 4 games left. That's it.
That's it. Yeah.
You know what? And what do you got there? I know you got the schedule and where they're playing and everything. I got it too, but I don't have their locations.
The semifinals. It's going to be England England against Argentina. That's going to be 3 p.m. on July 15th on Fox.
Yeah, okay.
It's going on TV, right? And that's going to be.
They're all in America, right? All 4 of the.
Oh
last
yeah,
games,
these are all American games. Yeah, and that's what made it so good for us because celebrating our 250th, and we got this is a big show, a worldwide show.
Right.
The 3rd place game is going to be in Miami Gardens, and that's going to be the 2 teams that are left after the defeat.
Yeah.
Right,
It's a consolation game, which I
consolation.
I find it hard to believe that anybody's going to care about a 3rd place finish.
Yeah.
But that place is going to be sold out in Miami. There's no doubt about that.
Well, these 4 teams, you're going to get France and Spain, too. They're playing in Arlington on July 14th, which is tomorrow.
Yeah,
Fox.
tomorrow already.
So that's going to be France and Spain, And I'll tell you, there's all kinds of things. France has been a great team, but then Spain, I don't know. Every place I go, they're splitting where between France or Spain.
Okay.
And ESPN was picking Spain.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, they're saying
All
Spain,
right.
Spain and England for
Spain
final.
and England. Wow.
That's
So
what they're saying. Yeah.
Wow. They think England's going to knock out Argentina. Huh?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I know that Argentina's always a favorite. So yeah, no, I mean it could be interesting, and I'll certainly be tuning it in. I have to admit that I did lose interest after the United States lost in the round of 16. But I have to keep an eye on the last 4 games. You have to,
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and so the final is Sunday. I know that in East Rutherford, right? And it's a 3 p.m. kick, or the 19th, which is obviously my grandson's birthday.
Yeah.
So we'll be doing that as well.
Sunday. Yeah.
Yeah. And your great grandson,
My great-grandson.
your great grandson, and my grandson, yeah.
Jameson.
Yeah. We
Little
love
Jameson's
that little man, that's for sure.
gonna be
Jameson Cook. He's
3 years old.
Yeah,
Huh?
he's
Wow,
quite a
it's
kid.
amazing.
He's quite a kid. Let's go to Marty real quick. He's on.
Marty's
he's
on
the
phone.
phone over
Oh,
there.
okay.
Marty. Oh, did I lose you? Did he hang up? Do you know?
Marty.
I must have missed him, huh? Marty. He must have given up. That's too bad. Hopefully Marty will call back. I know he's on the road, so he's on line 1? I got nothing. Yeah. Line 2? Marty. Nah, I guess he's not here. Sorry. I must have lost him, Mike. Sorry. I'm sure he'll call back. One thing, too, that was going on that while we were gone, and it's a big, does anybody really care? But I guess the NBA world really cares. LeBron has decided that he is not going back to the Lakers, and now he's, at 42 years old, he's going to be a free agent, and I guess everybody wants him, right? It's crazy because I was talking to my Uncle Ed, your brother-in-law.
Yeah.
Who's a huge NBA guy, and he's like, you know what? LeBron is still in the top 10 of best players in the current NBA, which, yeah. So, maybe he'd make a last hurrah, for somebody like Golden State Warriors, and set him up with Steph Curry, or there's talks he's going to go back to Cleveland or back to Miami, or, I just think that he's making a farce out of it. I really am, you know. And it's too bad because I met LeBron a long time ago at ESPN, and he was awesome.
Yeah.
And I think he's been great for the game, obviously, But these guys, I don't understand why they just don't walk away,
Well, the whole idea of the Knicks, I love them because they played college basketball.
Yeah,
And, and I was hoping that the NBA would change. They had these multi-million-dollar players that, they kind of jog from side to side and shoot trees and don't even practice their foul shots anymore. These guys, once they can be 35 years old and they've already made $100 million, but this was fresh.
Yeah.
The Knicks were fresh.
Yeah.
And, these are kids just out of college, 2 Big East guys, and that's why I was hoping basketball would change.
Well, I'll tell you what, the Knicks are going to pay now.
Well,
if
they're
they're
gonna pay.
paying these guys,
Well,
they're
they
going to
will.
have to pay them now.
They will.
They got their championship, and that's just unfortunately, Dad. We've talked about it. The money thing is not going to change. People are paying to see it. I mean, can you imagine what these celebs paid to be seen at those games? I can't even imagine. We were talking about tickets to the World Cup and how I Airbnb'd a place from a guy who was, he's from Ecuador or whatever. He's, American, but originally from Ecuador, and he did not care. He went to games at the World Cup games in Gillette Stadium, and he paid ridiculous amounts of money. He didn't tell me how much, but he said it was very, very expensive.
Oh, yeah.
But he didn't care.
Yeah.
And that's the way it is. Concerts, anything these days, And, the players get paid, and the fans pay for that. So, you want to go to the games, well, then you pay. I choose not to go to the games anymore, unfortunately. So, so the Knicks are going to pay. Whether they are or they aren't,
They will. There's
Brunson's
going to
be
moves.
paid. All these guys are going to be paid. And it's funny you say the Knicks because Andre Drummond, the former UConn star, the one-and-done UConn star, right, just signed with the Knicks, signed a one-year deal. And I think he's got to be in his late 30s now.
He does, yeah. But I know he's a different kind of player. I think he was always there, and always count on him for a basket.
Yeah.
And he'd come in probably for 10 minutes and score 8 points.
Yeah.
That was his job.
Yeah.
And Calhoun knew exactly when to bring him in. Yeah. Because the other teams have a run going on, they bring him in for defense. I mean, this guy was really a good all-around player.
Yeah. Yeah.
And he's hung around for a long time, which is good.
Yeah, he's been in the NBA for quite some time because he was like we said, he was a one and done guy. I don't know, did he win with UConn? I don't remember. It's been so long since he's been in the
I don't know which years it was.
Yeah,
Now it was Calhoun years, but
I should have looked it up. I don't know what year he played for UConn. Just that I saw he signed with the Knicks. Other than that, Dad, I got a ton of baseball at the break. Unless you have something else, you see anything else? Did you want to add anything for the soccer?
Well, the only thing I say about it is that this is a really great team, a great thing for us. There's the U.S. cities, Canada cities, and Mexico, North America really did well on this.
Yeah.
They showed people in Kansas City and in L.A. and everybody enjoyed themselves. The cities were all cleaned up for the event.
Yeah.
And it was just a great thing for USA 250.
Right.
And we're very lucky to have them.
Well, with 4 games to play, too, so there's still going to be a lot of money spent.
Yeah.
And especially Sunday, Saturday night into Sunday, I'm sure, big weekend for New York. I hope so, there's heightened security and all that stuff because the game is being played, like we said, at 3 p.m. on Sunday. But, people are going to be living it up in New York City. There's not a whole lot of, at the Meadowlands anymore for them to be hanging out. So they'll be hanging out in New York, that. So we have that, and then obviously down in the consolation game, Miami will be rocking too. So a big weekend for hospitality, we'll say, right? Lots of money being spent.
Yeah.
And I can't even imagine what the tickets must be for this final game, which has got to be absurd.
It is absurd, yeah.
But hey, people are paying it, like you said.
Well, they do for a Super Bowl too. We're getting used to it. The NBA playoffs are huge. And NCAA, even college basketball.
Right.
I mean, there's a lot of money there, and it's just, and we know how to entertain. We make it big for people to come over here and spend that money.
Yeah, we've got a lot of big cities, and it's good to see that people are coming over and enjoying other sports as well. Like we mentioned, the Travelers and all the Norwegians came over to help. The guy who won, I can't remember his name.
Hovland,
yes, Hovland. You're right, Hovland. Yeah. And they've showed all the the Scottish fans at baseball games and just. So they're enjoying our sports as well, which is great.
Boston ran out of beer when the Scots
there
for their game.
Yeah.
The Scots are bragging about it. We beat Boston out of their beer.
And how Boston was not ready for something like that.
The beer city,
Oh my goodness.
Sam Adams must have been going crazy.
That's insane. Jeez. I mean, that's a slap in the face to not have enough beer for our guests, right? For the World Cup guests.
Somebody just had a beer party instead of a tea party.
Right.
Throwing the beer over the side or something.
Yeah.
Protest, right?
Unbelievable. But yeah, it should be fun, and tune in obviously tomorrow, and Wednesday for the Final Four, if you will, and then the consolation game, like we said, is Saturday, and the final Sunday.
I got the final odds here too. Final 6 odds, and this goes right from the beginning. It's right according to the cast.
Wow.
It has Spain as number 1, plus 450. France number 2 at 550. England number 3 at plus 650. Argentina plus 800. And then the other two had Brazil and Portugal were just knocked off too.
Wow.
So Brazil was 800 and Portugal. So they called it.
Wow, they called it right. They have the they have the official Final Four that they said they were anticipating.
Exactly.
That's ESPN, or is that
was
Las
ESPN?
Vegas?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Look at that.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we've reached the halftime break, if you will, for Major League Baseball, and obviously the festivities are in Philadelphia as well. So you never know. I mean, that's not too far from New Jersey. So we might see some crazy tourists at the Major League All-Star game too, right?
Yeah.
Tonight starts the Home Run Derby, which I don't know, Dad. I'm just not a fan anymore. I'm obviously rooting for Ben Rice. Um, the Yankee first baseman slash DH, who's got 29 homers already this year, which, you know,
He's back on a hot streak too. He had a wicked slump there for a
yeah,
while.
yeah.
He was batting at 315 and the 305 got down to 267.
Yeah,
He's
yeah.
back up to 270. Yesterday it was 280. I think he's back up to 280.
Well, it's
so
good.
he's coming back up, and he's gotten some big home runs.
Right.
Matter of fact, against Washington, he had a two-run triple.
Yes, I saw
to
that.
win the game.
I saw that.
Win the
Yeah,
game.
yeah. The Yanks had a great 4 games to bring them back, right? And now, of course, they got the Dodgers coming in. But I just wanted to mention that obviously 2 local guys for Philadelphia, Kyle Schwarber and Bryce Harper are both going to be in the home run derby, obviously. And then Ben Rice, Junior Caminero of the Tampa Bay Rays, who is just a star right now. And then Jordan Walker. I'm not sure how to say this, but Manataka Murakama. That's the best I can do.
There you go. That's good.
Chicago
Yeah.
White Sox.
There you
And
go.
Wilson Contreras of the Boston Red Sox, and Jack Caglione of Kansas City are the guys scheduled to appear in the home run derby. Unfortunately, I won't be watching it because it's on Netflix. And it's too bad because, again, I would not watch every pitch. And I used to enjoy it, back in the day of Chris Berman, and ESPN and all that stuff. Why they think something like this would attract viewers on Netflix is beyond me, but it's on Netflix, so
Well, the last
good luck.
time I watched it was when Aaron's Judge and Stanton were involved in it, and it's just knocked Judge off so bad for a
Right.
couple of weeks.
Yeah,
He's going for a 60 home run season.
Yeah.
And I think it took him. He had a slump for about 20 games after that.
Right,
It was like like not even base hits. It was like his whole focus was gone.
Yeah.
He wasn't. The swing was off, and it kept showing that he kept doing something wrong. Every time I'd see him come up, and he looks bad when he strikes out because he's so big, right?
Yeah,
So
yeah,
tall, and when he swings and misses, it looks like, oh my God, this guy's in bad shape.
Yeah.
And it threw him off. So I don't think that people should be, these guys should be doing that.
A great point, Dad, and I'm totally with you. These guys are getting pitched meatballs first and foremost.
Yeah.
And second of all, they're just swinging so hard at every pitch, trying to hit it out of the stadium. And then like you were saying on the way down, there's 4 or 5 stages or whatever, right? There's knockout, then you move on. There's knockout, then you move on.
Yeah.
I mean, by the time these guys, actually win the tournament, they've swung way too many times, and I think, like you said, it's an exhibition that, good, you're the home run champion, but you're putting your season on the line. I do agree with you, and I think that we'll see as Yankee fans whether Ben Rice throws him off. But how about the Phillies? The Phillies, Bryce Harper and Kyle Schwarber, those are the two big stars of the Phillies.
Yeah.
These guys go into slumps or they get hurt in the home run derby. I agree with you, Dad. I think that this home run derby thing was a good thing when it started, but it's it's not good for the athletes of today. That's for sure.
Yeah.
And I hate to be like that, but it's true. It's for the fans and everything else. But now they put, like I said, even putting it on Netflix. Who cares?
Well, it's like batting practice.
Right.
When you lob the ball like that, it's batting practice.
Right.
Essentially, that's all it is.
Yeah, and it's kind of like, I kind of liken it to golf, right? Is you're not playing golf when you're at the driving range.
Yeah.
And a lot of people just go to a driving range and just swing their hardest, and they try to power it, and they try to, I want to fix my drive, so I'm going to swing like a crazy man. I've done it myself. I'm guilty.
Yeah.
But so it's kind of like these guys are. I hope they're making good money to be in this, because they're really putting their career on the line. Let's face it.
They are. Oh yeah. It's not natural. It's just not the natural way of doing things.
Right. And when you look at the Yankees have Stanton and Judge on the DL.
Yeah.
And and Stanton is hurt every single year. So that guy better not ever get into any kind of a home run derby. And now
Well,
Judge.
he did that one year, and
Yeah.
he ended up in fourth place. I think it was that.
Yeah.
Judge won it, but
Yeah.
at a great cost.
Yeah. I'm sorry, you want to go to something over there, and I cut you
Well,
off.
actually,
Right.
it's the teams, the
Starting lineups.
the starting lineups,
Yeah.
yeah. And I think you should probably mention who they are.
Yeah.
It looks like the catcher's going to be Shea Langelier of the Athletics. I don't know too much about him.
Yeah.
First base, we have Vlad, which you know very well.
Vlad Guerrero, of course.
Vlad Guerrero,
right?
he's the best, yeah. Then Ernie Clement from the Blue Jays, too. Two good. And that's the reason why the Blue Jays are doing so good.
Yeah.
They have a good team, very
Oh,
good
yeah.
team.
Yeah.
Can't underestimate them at all. We got
Great.
the Yankees by 3 games right now, and they split. The Yankees were lucky to split.
Well, the Yankees. Oh, yeah. You're right. I'm sorry. You're right. I was thinking the Rays. I get the Rays and the Jays mixed up.
Oh no,
God, yeah.
you're right.
Yeah.
No, I got it wrong. Yeah,
Right.
I was talking about the.
Yeah, the Jays,
the Jays,
and the Rays. I always get them mixed up, but yes, the Yanks are trailing the Rays by 3.
Yeah.
Right. So, anyways, Clement at second.
Oh, Clement at second. That's the Blue Jays. Oh, the Rays. This is what I was talking about.
Yes.
Junior Caminero for the Rays. It's a third base. Right?
Yep.
Then you have a shortstop. You have Bobby Witt.
Yeah. Another
So,
another J, right?
Yeah.
Oh no, he's Kansas City,
He's
right?
from the Royals.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's from the
Then the
Royals, yeah.
outfield, you have Trout from the Angels. You have Byron Buxton from Texas, who's out.
He's out, right? Yeah.
And Aaron Judge is out too. So they're going to be bringing in some of the reserves in this one.
Yes.
And I guess we're going to get. Who'd you say we're going to get? For
Well, I looked it up, and Clay Bellinger is supposed to start.
Bellinger,
For the
right.
outfield, which I like Clay Bellinger, but he started hot, and he's, he reminds me so much of Paul O'Neill, but he's just not Paul O'Neill. I wish he was.
Yeah, why does people go on these wicked slumps? You listen to a game and Michael says, "Well, Mike, this guy's four for his last 42." Wow. Yeah. 4 for his last 42. Come on, Major League. And this goes on and on and on. And this is like 3 or 4 players in the Yankee lineup. Same thing.
Yeah, Goldsmith was 0 for like 34 or something.
Yeah.
0 for 34. How does that happen?
Are they taking batting practice? Yeah. Are they doing anything to get out of their slump? Are they looking at their swing? Or, I'd be getting, checking the DVR every day.
Yeah.
What am I doing wrong here,
Yeah. Or it's time to fire the hitting coach, either or.
Yeah, or somebody starts throwing the meatballs.
Yeah. How about the National League? What do we got
in
for
the National League?
Yeah.
You have catcher is going to be Blake Robinson from the Braves. Yeah. You have Freddie Freeman. Freddie Freeman,
of course,
first base.
Freddie
Of
Freeman,
course, of course.
Dodgers. Yeah.
Ozzie Albies from the Braves. And second base, third base is Muncy from the Dodgers. Of course.
Yeah, of course. The Dodgers and Braves are all over the place.
Dodgers and Braves. And then you have shortstop, you have Abrams from the Nationals.
Okay.
And the outfield, you have Soto from the Mets, of course. Yeah. Andy Pages from the Dodgers. Brendan Marsh from the Phillies.
Okay.
So it's top teams are pretty much represented.
Yeah.
And I think the National League seems to be a little bit stronger this year, but we'll see how it goes.
Yeah, well, certainly record-wise, right? We looked at the standings a couple weeks ago, and I've looked at them real quick over the weekend, and the American League still only has, 4 teams that are over 500?
Yeah.
And the National League, it's the Braves, Dodgers, and who is it? Is it the Cubs?
Oh, there's a whole bunch. Let me see.
That are all just kind of running away with things. I know that the Braves are in great shape.
And that's what you have Atlanta and Miami and Philadelphia in the American League East and the National League East by themselves. All right, and even Washington, 48, 47.
Wow.
So 4 or 5 teams, right? The Mets are 40 and 55. So
right, wow.
That's up yesterday. I think. Yesterday's paper.
Yeah.
And then Milwaukee and Chicago, and St. Louis, and Pittsburgh 48, 47.
Wow.
So there's 4 more there. Okay.
Yeah.
Then the Dodgers are 61. They have more wins than anybody else.
Right.
And then Arizona. So you probably 10 teams are dominating the National League East.
Yeah.
The National League. Yeah.
It's crazy because like we said, all year so far, it's basically the Yanks, Rays, and Athletics, right? And who, by the way, are just calling themselves the Athletics now, which I think is horrendous. I
Yeah,
think Sacramento should cash in big time, and I think we talked about this when the Yankees were playing them. You know what? They should have a hat and they should have a jersey that says Sacramento, and this is their second year there. They should be cashing in big.
They should, yeah,
And
yeah.
why they're going as the Athletics instead of the Sacramento A's is beyond me. But
They're going to be the Vegas Angels, I guess, pretty soon.
Yeah,
Like next year? Is that
I
next
believe
year?
next year they're
Yeah.
playing in a AAA stadium in Vegas next year.
Yeah.
But they will have a new stadium. Probably like the Raiders, they're going to have $1 billion stadium or whatever right there as well. But yeah, so the starters for our local teams are the all-stars, I should say. Is Soto, like my dad mentioned,
Yeah.
the only Met. Cody Bellinger, as we mentioned, is starting in the outfield as well. And then we got Schlittler, who of the Yankees, who's I guess he's not pitching.
He's not sorry?
Well, what I heard.
Oh,
was,
he said, yeah, he didn't want to push it. Yeah.
Yes, from what I understand, he will be there, but he's going to be just sitting there. And Ben Rice is a reserve, obviously, who's been having a good year, 29 homers, and like you said, he's been up and down, but he's he's hitting the ball once again.
Yeah.
The Red Sox have Wilson Contreras, Ceddaney Rafaela. They call him Ceddy, I guess, Ceddy, and of course Chapman is going to be in the bullpen.
Our old Chapman, huh?
Yeah,
Our
30
old
seconds
Chapman.
left, Dad. So that's about it. That's all we're going to get to, I guess.
Okay.
Yanks, like we said, the Yanks are 3 games back at the break. The Red Sox are making a charge. They're only 10 games back, and they've won 9 out of the last 10. And the Mets, I think the Mets are pretty much done in the cellar, 16 back already.
I see the Red Sox going to make a move because it just happens. They sweep the Yankees and they go on a tear. Wow. This happens almost every year.
Yeah. I had them for dead, but they're
Oh,
not for dead.
They're
That's for sure.
definitely not.
And the Yanks are playing, and the Sox are actually playing Tampa, and the Yankees are actually playing the Dodgers. So things could change quickly here. All right, we're out. Dad, good job as always. Marty, sorry we didn't get you. Enjoy your sports, everybody. We'll see you next week.
Thank you for joining us.